Welcome students, welcome to the third and final video on the poem on killing a tree. So far we have discussed how trees are stronger. A jab of knife can't kill it, simply because wherever you stab it, from that part new leaves will grow and the tree will become stronger. Then he says, okay, then just hack and chop, that cut the tree into pieces, that must serve your purpose. But the poet says no, still it won't serve your purpose, because from whatever part that is left of the tree in the ground, from there again miniature form of the tree will grow, and if it is left unchecked, if you don't notice it, it will grow into its former size, its actual size, right? It means you have to keep killing it again and again and again and again. It is not never dying. It's a never ending process for you. You will die doing that. Now we have to go to the other parts. The other parts describes us. First two paragraphs are dedicated in explaining how trees are difficult to kill or how trees can't be killed. The next three stanzas are dedicated towards on the plan of how to finally kill a tree and how much hard work it takes to kill a tree. So we should begin. So it says, no, the root is to be pulled out of the anchoring earth. It is to be roped, tied, and pulled out, snapped out, or pulled out entirely out of the earth cave, and the strength of the tree exposed, the source white and wet, the most sensitive, hidden for years inside the earth. Few words. Anchoring earth. Anchor is something that holds you, gives you support, doesn't let you flow away. Ships use anchor. Here, trees held securely with the help of the roots in the earth. That is anchoring earth. Earth is providing the support, holding it firm rather. Snapped out means you just straight cut, you chop something out. Earth cave. What does earth cave stands for? The cave in which the root was hiding, the hole inside the earth where the root hides itself. The pit in the earth where the roots of the tree binds it firmly to the earth. The strength of the tree exposed. What does he mean to say by this line? He says, just exposed, a tree has been uprooted. How is a tree stand exposed? When the roots are brought into public view or general view. Exposure means to bring out in the open. White and wet describes the color of root, generally roots of every tree. There are several other examples where roots have other color, but in general, every tree has the root color is white and they are wet, always wet, because of which they are sucking water from the earth, so they are always wet. So he begins with saying no. Why does he begin with say no? For two reasons. First, for telling men that they are doing it wrong, and second, to let them know that he is about to come up with a foolproof plan of how to actually kill a tree. He says you are doing it wrong. You are just cutting it and leaving the root. The trees are growing again. But he began with saying it takes ages, centuries for a tree to grow. But it will grow back, right? That is the idea. He says you are cutting the tree using the wood and you are deforesting everything, but the roots are still being, you are leaving it behind. So tree will again grow over there. But now he draws your attention towards modernization of cities or expansion of cities where trees are being uprooted. So in order to draw your attention to that, he uses his line. No, the root is to be pulled out of the anchoring earth. You have to pull out the root from the earth which is giving it support. And how to do it? You have to rope it. You have to tie it with a rope and pull out, or just pull out with a sudden jerk. or pulled out entirely from the earth cave, or you have to pull it out entirely. Not a piece of root should be left inside the cave where it was hiding, right? And the strength of the tree exposed. Now the tree is exposed in front of everybody. The root, which is white and wet and most sensitive and part of the tree, which has been hidden inside the earth for ages and ages. So, enjambment example, there is no point in telling you. White and wet is an example of alliteration. Now, the final paragraph. Then the matter of scorching and choking, and the sun and air, in sun and air, browning, hardening, twisting, withering, and then it is done. Now scorching and choking is here. It stands for drying up the tree after being uprooted. You have uproot the tree entirely and expose it to sun and air, and it will then be dried and it will dry up completely. It will turn hard and start looking like a piece of wood. But scorching means unbearable heat or burning heat, the heat that burns down your body. And choking means unable to breathe. Inability of breathing is called choking. We happen in place when we are closed spaces, there is huge crowd, people start choking, they find it difficult to breathe. That is choking. Now, see how beautifully poet has described the strength of the tree, and since it is so strong, it takes a long time, it takes a painful death. It has to bear a painful death. And how can you say so? He said, okay, you have uprooted it and it will be left alive still, and it will be burned by the sun, and it will choke. It can't breathe because it breathes from inside the earth, or the leaves would breathe. So this is a poem of sarcastic, ironic stance filled with caustic marks, with language used to convey insult or scorn. There are no rhyme scheme or rhyming words. No, that is wrong. Enjambment is a rhyming scheme. This is an allegorical poem, which means a story, a poem, or a picture that can be interpreted to reveal a hidden meaning, typically a moral or political one. So, right? The poem doesn't have any rhyming scheme. You see, it's a free verse poetry. Enjambment has been used lots of times, multiple of times, to justify the free verse. Allegorical poem. What is an allegorical poem? Allegory is a poem or which reveals a hidden meaning, and the meaning is generally moral one and sometimes political ones as well. And caustic remarks is witty language to convey insult. He's directly not insulting you. He's not directly saying, "Men, you are idiots. You are killing the tree by uprooting it. You are doing so much hard work to kill yourself." So he doesn't say that. Our Jeev Patel ji does what? He says just the opposite. That is sarcastic. Say your house is flooded, and someone says, you live in Venice. So that is, he's being sarcastic. You are actually living in flood. Now, the message of the poem. On Killing a Tree is a symbolic and sensitive poem. Destroying the environment is not confined to a single action. We cannot pretend that the slow destruction of our forests and landscapes is a result of accident. So the poet wants to sensitize the readings not to destroy the trees and equate it with killing human beings. Right? And he equates it in such a painful way. So he shows that tree suffers so much pain and still survives. But when you finally go to the extent of uprooting it, removing it completely from the earth, it still doesn't die immediately. It undergoes a very painful death. It burns in the sun. It cannot breathe after that. Once it has been uprooted, and then hardening, then their color turning. So they undergo a lot, and after such a long time, the tree will die. So something that is very strong, you are killing that. So I think that would be all for this time. we shall discuss further in the classroom in further details with the clever irregular form that the poet has used. Goodbye till then.